Welcome to part 4 of 5 of this YouTube masterclass for realtors, where you're going to learn how to set up the ultimate YouTube page and then the exact videos to make to attract clients at scale. In this session, I'm going to show you how to record a video, how to deliver a clear message, how to make recording easy, how to take and batch your thumbnail photos, and then how to edit your very first video. And make sure you stick around to the end because I'm going to give you links to templates to have the ultimate thumbnail created for your YouTube videos. Do it for free and be able to create them in under 5 minutes. Hey everyone, my name is Dan Wertel, and I help real estate agents substantially grow their business using proven lead generation and conversion techniques. If you would like to learn more about partnering with us and getting all the coaching, mentorship, training, and tools for free, check out level10agent.com, and then even better, click on the Calendly link below and you can book a 30-minute call with me. I'll review your business and we can explore if Level 10 and myself are the best coaches to help grow your business. So here we are for session number 4, and I'm super excited to get into today because we're really getting into the tangible aspects of YouTube now. So for a quick recap, let's go over what we talked about in the previous session and all the action items that you should have taken to get yourself to this point. Remember, you will have chosen the first 8 videos and the titles that you're going to create. And of course, you could definitely utilize my top 10 YouTube converting videos list to choose from. And then lastly, you committed to a content calendar. You've put those dates in your calendar. You've mentally prepared for them. And again, this is so vitally important to you in the future of your marketing program through YouTube that the only way to succeed here is to commit to that content calendar. Okay, here we are in part 4 of this YouTube masterclass where we are going to be going over recording and editing your first video. So a quick recap. At this point within YouTube, you now have a full understanding of the importance of YouTube and the power of it. You have your channel created and you know what videos you're going to record. So let's get right into it because today we're actually going to start recording. So here's what we're going to go over today. We are going to be actually recording your first video. I'm going to be showing you how to deliver a clear message to hook in viewers in the first 15 seconds of your videos. Then we're going to go and show you how to make recording easy. Because again, the less hurdles you have to producing YouTube videos, the more successful you're going to be. Number 4, quick overview of how to take thumbnail photos that are going to be the best attractors for your thumbnails. And then lastly, I'm going to actually walk you through editing a video. And then tomorrow is going to be the biggest day because that's when I'm going to show you how to actually upload and optimize your videos so that you rank number 1. As a reminder as well, it's so important to not read a script when you're recording even your first video because you don't want to start with bad habits. Reading a script will come off very inauthentic and it's also super inefficient. It takes time to write out an entire video and then read it verbatim. So again, you're talking about things that you know, read the bullet points, be authentically yourself, and speak to the knowledge that you have within this aspect. So the key takeaways that you're going to get from today's session are that you're going to know the secrets of what to do and say to convert people from viewers to clients, and then you'll know how to quickly and efficiently record and edit your videos. So let's go. Here is the ultimate structure for which all of your videos are going to flow. This is the structure that will convert. The first thing you want to do is hook your viewers within the first 15 seconds. This is super important because whether your video is 3 minutes long or 33 minutes long, you have to give people a reason to stick around to the end, and that is done within the hook. I'm going to give you an example of what most realtors do with their intro and of course how they are missing a huge opportunity. So let's say the video is about why you want to move to Richmond. So most agents would do this. Hey everyone, my name is Dan Wertel, and today I'm going to talk to you about why you should move to Richmond, BC. And that's it. And then they get into the video. Well, as a viewer, you've given me no reason to stay. I have no idea what I'm really going to learn from this video. I don't know if sticking to the end will give me all the answers I'm looking for. And ultimately, it just tells me, hey, why don't I just go to Google and ask that same question? Why should I move to Richmond, BC? And just read off the points. Hooking people in the first 15 seconds is so important. And I'm going to show you exactly how you want to do that. So let's rephrase that and make the video the 5 things you need to know before moving to Richmond, BC. Here we go. A ton of people are considering moving to Richmond, BC in 2023, but there's 5 things that you need to know before moving there. And the 4th one is the most important because, of course, that's the one that other people have fallen victim to, and it was actually very costly. And I want to make sure that you avoid that. Okay, so that's so different. And here is what the viewer can already take away from that. They already know there's 5 things they need to know about moving to Richmond. They know the 4th one's super important, so they're going to stay to the end of the video and make sure that they catch that one because nobody wants to miss something that's going to cost them money if they can easily avoid it. And then they're going to be attentive watching your video because you've clearly shown that you know about that area and you're going to outline exactly the top 5 key most important elements about it. Moving on, the second thing, the CTA, that stands for call to action. And again, if no action is called, no action gets taken. So this is super important and again, often overlooked by most people when they create their YouTube videos. This is where you essentially let people know how to get in touch with you and the fact that they even can, and of course, what they're going to get out of it if they do reach out to you. The perception that some people get, especially if your channel is bigger, that maybe you're unapproachable or they can't even reach out to you. They're just going to absorb your information, then move on to maybe another professional. So you have to make it very clear how approachable you are, make it very easy, showing them exactly how they can reach out to you and that, of course, that they can and that you'll happily answer their phone and then walk them through whatever their questions are. The next section is your intro, and a bit of a pro tip here. You want to frame it in the form of a question or give away something free of value as a download. Today, we're going to be talking about the 5 things you need to know about moving to Richmond, BC. And before I do that, if this is something that you're actually considering, well, my team has designed a very thorough buyer's guide that outlines not only the process, time frame, but the costs of moving to Richmond, BC. If you would like a free copy of that, just put your name down below and I will send you the link to your free copy. Super simple, but yet now you've created engagement. And of course, the pro tip there too is a lot of people, if they do have a free giveaway, they end up just putting it into the description. And so people will come to their video, find the description, click that link, get the free copy, and then move on and not even watch your video. So by engaging your viewers and making them put in a comment below, not only does the algorithm on YouTube love it and push your video further, but of course you've now connected with a potential client, you've sent them the link, and of course it is super quick and easy to do. But YouTube also loves the fact that you're commenting on comments, which will expose your video to even more people. When it comes to the ask, so many people think it's the right thing to do to wait until the end of the YouTube video, like show how much value you have to give and then ask for something in return. And that is completely the wrong thing to do. And the reason is, if you look at your Google Analytics, you'll find that basically only 1/3 of people will ever make it to the end of a video. So if you wait to make your ask, well, you've lost about 2/3 of your potential clients there. So always make that ask at the beginning of the video and at the end, but definitely capture as much of the audience as you can by making that ask right out of the gate. Here's an example of one that we use. Hey, this is Dan Wertel with eXp Realty and the Vancouver Life Real Estate Group, and we make videos about the market every single week to help you navigate this ever quickly changing landscape. If you would like to get in touch with us to learn more about communities or a specific house, or if this is the right time to buy or sell, the best thing you can do is click on the Calendly link below. We are free to book a 30-minute no obligation consultation with you. Pick a time that works best, and we will connect and walk you through the real estate knowledge that we have. Oh, and please make sure that you subscribe below and click that bell so you get notified of all our future videos. This way, you'll always have the pulse on what's happening here in the Vancouver market. So by doing that, now the viewers know how often we release videos, what we're all about, how they can get in touch with us, and that they should subscribe because they're going to hear more videos of value. And from that point, then you get into the intro. So today we'll be talking about the 5 things that you need to know before moving to Richmond, BC. And we've actually designed a buyer's guide that outlines the process, time frame, and costs involved. And if you would like your free comment, just post below and we'll make sure to get you yours. And then you get into the body of your video. So now you've hooked people, they know why to stay to the end, you've done the call to action and people know how to contact you, and then you've asked them to engage by offering them something for free. That is the ultimate structure for setting up your video for success. So now that you know the ultimate structure and format for your videos, let's get into content scheduling because this is also super important. So a bit of recap from the previous session. The ultimate schedule will be you deciding which day each week that you're going to do each required element of your content scheduling. Ultimately, it's going to be the same day every single week. And really, ideally, you're going to be blocking off almost an entire day because of the volume of videos that you need to create for this to work. So again, we're trying to make 8 videos per month, and you're going to batch all of your operations in each day, each week. For example, let's call it the first Wednesday of every week. You're going to identify the videos to make to populate those playlists. And then you're going to create the titles and then start your research and create the bullet points for each. Then the next day, the next Wednesday, you're going to be filming all of your long form content. Take a full day, record all 8 videos, get into that flow, get into that rhythm. And ultimately, you're going to find that that'll be a great time saver. Then you're going to want to film all your videos at once on that same day. And this saves a lot of time because, of course, if you've got a studio that requires being set up, you only need to set it up once to record all 8 videos. If you need to do hair, makeup, again, you only have to do it once for all 8 videos. Real good idea to do a costume change in between, of course, to keep things fresh and new, but that's much simpler than doing all the other stuff more times than one. Recording videos too, you're going to find yourself getting into a nice mindset. Okay. Once you've gotten through the first 1 or 2, the next 3 to 8 should be a lot simpler and you're just going to flow right through them. And this way, again, you can create an entire month of content in just 1 or 2 days. Next, you do the same for short form content because, of course, jumping back and forth between long form and short form is not recommended because they're a very different flow and dynamic to them. So you want to keep all your recording of long format in one day and all your recording of short format in another day. For the actual recording, you're going to likely do a lot of what I'm doing right here, right? For your stuff that's talking head, I simply have bullet points and a camera. So I talk to what I know. And then when I'm on to the next element, I look over, I see, oh, okay, yeah, that is the next bullet point, gather my thoughts, come back to the camera and then speak to it. Because of course, all the gaps that you have while you're looking at your bullet points and getting your thoughts together, those are edited out. And that's fine. That's exactly what editing is for. So don't worry if you have to say things 2 or 3 times until you get it right. And don't worry about taking gaps in between to look at your bullet points, get your thoughts together, come back to the camera and then record. I'd like to share an example of that actually. So every single month, my business partner and I record stats. And this is exactly what our format looks like. So super simple, right? We've got our hook to bring people in. We've got our intro, the call to action, and then we get into the body. And this is the part I really wanted to expand on here because as you can tell, we've just got bullet point, bullet point, bullet point, bullet point, bullet point. And so that is what I reference for my talking points. And then of course I get into what I know more about the market. We do a bit of boots on the ground discussion, some anecdotal stories, and of course some back and forth banter between us. But this is the framework that we go off of. And it's just that, it's just bullet points. So you don't need to overthink this stuff. You just basically do your research, make your bullet points, and then record it live. And now let's talk about taking thumbnail photos of yourself that are going to ultimately end up in those great thumbnail images that show up on your YouTube cover. So realistically, an iPhone camera or Android camera is absolutely great and more than enough. The quality of these cameras now is incredible, and it's really all you need to take a really high-end photo for your thumbnails. Take it in portrait mode. Reason being, of course, is that portrait mode is how the thumbnails are shaped as well. So that is super recommended. If you don't like the selfie style, well, no problem. Get a tripod, use your timer, get a friend, and go out there and just have that person literally take 10, 20, 50 photos of you, because if you batch them and upload them to a Google Drive, then you can reference them all in the future and get through a couple months of video thumbnails. Next, I highly recommend natural lighting. So if you've got a nice sunny day and you can film in your house, awesome. Otherwise, just get outside, find a nice background, because again, that background is going to be cropped out regardless. So you're just looking for the natural lighting that is best. Again, I just touched on the batching a bunch of them. So realistically, you want to get 20 to 50 photos of yourself and then literally just upload them all to a Google Drive so that when you're making your thumbnail, you don't have to stop and go outside, take a photo, all that stuff. You can just go to your drive, pull down the photo that emulates the theme of the story or the theme of your video the most, and simply crop out the background, add it to your thumbnail, and move on. Get into that flow, okay? The more you batch things, the more you're going to be prepared in advance. Obviously, you want to have different expressions because you're going to be using different expressions that emulate the theme of your YouTube title. And then, of course, some of them are going to be fun. Some of them are going to be quirky. Whatever it is, you always want to use a different photo of yourself, because if somebody comes back to your channel and they see the exact same headshot from last time, they might be thinking they've already seen that video and just move on. So you certainly want to show that every single video and every single thumbnail you make has a different headshot on it. And of course, if you are going to go batch a whole bunch of them, good idea to change outfits, because again, people are going to start to think, hey, haven't I seen that one already? If you look really close to the same in every photo. Okay, now I'm going to show you a super quick and easy and convenient and professional way to create a thumbnail graphic. We've talked about Canva before. So Canva is that editing suite. Here we go. So we're in Canva now, and look, YouTube thumbnails are so popular that they've actually got a section right here on their homepage. So you simply click on that, and then look at this. Look at all these amazing thumbnails that have already been templated for you that you can basically just open up and create your own. So let's try this one. Let's get my head out of the way. Okay, so we're gonna work with this one, and we're gonna change it to the video that we talked about, okay? So we're gonna go top 5 reasons to move to, and that font is too big, and look at how simple it is just to shrink that font down a bit. Richmond, BC. Same thing, you just bring that font down a bit. Okay, so now you've got the text basically where and how you want it. And we're just gonna pull that down a bit. And you're like, okay, well, that's not me, so let's get a photo of me in there. And we all remember from the previous episode, remove.bg, and then drag our headshot into it. There's me. There's the me without the background. Download it. Come back in here. We've got our downloads. Drag my headshot in there. And we are done, right? All you have to do at this point, of course, is go over here and go on download and download it in the format that you like. So that took what, 2 minutes? And you have a pretty nice looking thumbnail. So realistically, Canva is a great utility if you want to get through templated options. Again, it's a super easy place to start. They do have free options, a free subscription rather. And of course, you can always level up for their pro mode as well, but a great free option to start with. If you are not a fan of Canva, or you want something that is super customized for yourself, well, obviously if you can design on Photoshop, that's one option, but 2, you can always go to something like Fiverr. So if you're not familiar with Fiverr or Upwork, these are sites that have people from around the world that will do the editing, designing, creation all for you. So let's just type this in. YouTube, thumbnail. Okay, and look at this. Look at all these options. This guy right here will create your thumbnails for $14 Canadian, 14 Canadian, 28 Canadian. And look at all these options. And these people, they've got like, look, 1,000+ reviews of 5 stars. So let's go in, have a look. Okay, yeah, that one's not bad. Maybe I don't like those. Maybe I don't like those. Hey, maybe I like this one. Okay, this person's definitely worth reaching out to. I want to talk to them about creating my thumbnails. And again, for $14, you're going to have a great output. And also, again, you want to think about batching these. So if you've already got your 8 videos chosen for the entire month, you know the titles, you know the themes, well, build a relationship with that person from Fiverr or Upwork or whoever you're working with on the design side, so that you can maybe get a volume discount. If you're like, look, I'm going to give you 8 every month, and I'm going to give you all 8 at the beginning of the month, they're going to be like, okay, great. Well, I can probably rip through those pretty quick because they're all going to look like you and they're going to get into that flow. So, hey, I'll give them to you for $10 or whatever the number is, right? So build that relationship with your designer, and they're going to start to really know how to make your banners, or sorry, your thumbnails consistently you and your brand. So back to the presentation now, I want to talk about the ultimate thumbnails and basically how to create ones that are going to get the highest click-through rate. And this is all super important stuff, so let's go one by one. Right off the top, we've talked about your photos being included on thumbnails. And this is super important because, well, A, it speaks to your brand, but 2, this is a proven analytic that any YouTube thumbnail with one or two people's headshots on there get a 20% higher click-through rate. So you always want to include your face on your thumbnails. Number two, you're going to want to brand it with a bit of your colors and fonts. Now, ultimately, you're going to be making hundreds of these, so you don't have to worry about being exactly to your brand. You don't need to have your brand logo on every single one, for example. But again, you want people to recognize and get a feel that if they're looking at your thumbnail, they know which brand it's coming from. Definitely a pro tip here. The text in the thumbnail is going to be different than your title. And the reason is the thumbnail is to be able to capture people's eyes when they're scrolling through different YouTube videos and options, and yours needs to stand out the most. So if you have a really bright, colorful thumbnail like this one right here that just says dominate YouTube in 2023, that will likely capture them to the point where they're going to want to click or learn more. And then if they look at the title, I'm going to show you the exact title, for this video so that you can see how they differ. So if we go to YouTube and we go to level 10 agent, you'll see that this video right here, again, here's the title of the thumbnail, Dominate YouTube in 2023. Well, look at the actual title, Realtors, How to Master YouTube and Attract Clients in 2023. And the reason is, of course, this is more literal and used for the SEO. This is used just to capture people's eyeballs. So make sure that your title and your thumbnail title are different because, again, that will increase your likelihood of a click-through. Number four is make your text big and bold, okay? You don't want to be shy here. People are scrolling. You're competing against other thumbnails. The bigger and bolder and more legible your fonts and text, the higher the likelihood of somebody clicking on it. Number five, the background image that you use should definitely be related to the title of your video. So you can see mine is all about dominating YouTube in 2023. And if you can see in the background here, there's somebody actually filming on a camera their YouTube video. So just make it relate, okay? It's not going to stand out, but again, you don't want it to be a disconnect either. And then lastly, attention grabbing colors. Of course, again, this isn't about being soft or timid here. You want to be big and bold and your colors need to emulate that as well. So the more engaging and eye-stopping your colors, the better. I want to give you a couple examples of ones that work and don't work that are live on YouTube now. So let's look up moving to Richmond, BC. We'll see right off the top here, you got the headshot, you've got the big bold colors, and you've got the living in Richmond, BC. That's a great thumbnail, right? It captures your eyes. Number two, Richmond, BC or Asia, okay? 20,000 views, that's an effective thumbnail. And then here we go, number three, pros and cons of living in Richmond. There's the head, there's the shot of Richmond in the background that relates to it. This one has 27,000 views. So again, you're starting to see things that are replicated here that are proven to work, okay? So now I want to show you a couple on here that maybe don't work as well. This one here. So again, you've got softer colors. The font is really small. And the headshot's there, but it's tiny as well. And of course, the views emulate that, right? You got 900 views compared to these ones up here that are in the tens of thousands. So you want to always be big, bold, and obvious in your thumbnail. These are all good. Look, Areas of Vancouver explained, headshot, Vancouver in the background, big, bold font. There was one more down here that didn't work. Yeah, so look at this. This just says relocation. What does that mean to me? Doesn't mean anything, right? You've got a person's head and it says relocation. I don't know what that means. The views emulate it. Again, only 55 views. So it should be fairly obvious the types of thumbnails that people like to click on just based on this example alone. On to editing now. Editing your videos. Again, this is something that if you are brand new to it or newer, you don't need to spend money here, okay? If you basically have any kind of MacBook or laptop, it's likely bundled with free movie editing software. And if it's not, just Google free movie editing software, and you'll be amazed at how many options exist. iMovie, for example, is bundled with pretty much every laptop that you can buy from Apple these days. And it's a great way to start. That's what I started with. I now use Adobe Premiere because it's a bit more powerful, and I've got templates set up so I can rip through videos pretty quick. But hey, iMovie is a super easy, quick, and functional way to start. Second thing to think about here too is just keep it simple, right? You don't need to overthink and you don't need to overproduce your videos here. This is just about getting content out and then improving incrementally over time. Yes, you can get super simple things like animations, subscription animations to add a little bit of dynamicism to your videos, and of course B-roll. And both of those again are available on sites like Envato. So get that subscription, get the B-roll video, get the subscribe animations, and add those as well because they really do set you apart and they're super simple. It's literally drag and drop. And then again, let's talk about outsourcing. Just like you might outsource your thumbnails to a company like Fiverr or Upwork, you can outsource your editing because editing can take a long time. So depending where you're at in your business, we all know that, look, if you can get in front of clients and have those money earning hours put to work, well, that's obviously where your business is going to grow compared to doing, let's call it $15, $20 an hour editing work that you can outsource. So it can be a decent idea to edit a couple yourself, maybe get an understanding of it. So it's a good idea to edit a few yourself just so you get an idea and maybe start to show your flow and brand, but then outsource that to somebody who can do that for $15 or $20 an hour while you're out doing $200 an hour activities, as in getting in front of clients. So let's edit a video. I want to show you a quick overview of how I do things. Again, we're going to use iMovie just because that's a simple and free option. Again, I'm in Premiere now, but I started in iMovie and it's still a great option. Okay, so here we are in iMovie. And again, this is what I started with and highly recommend it as a intro level or even semi-pro level option because it's quite powerful. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring in my video elements. And so these are quite simply, you got your thumbnail here, you got the raw footage here, got some intro and outro music, and then an outro slide. Oh, and then also I'm going to bring in a little subscribe animation here. So again, that just looks like that. So very simply, we're going to start with the raw footage and have a look at what that looks like. You can simply tell already down here, all these vocal spikes, that's when I'm actually talking, and everything in between is when I'm looking over or making mistakes, looking at the key points, getting my thoughts together, and then recording them. So let's edit down this video. Welcome to this 5-part YouTube masterclass for realtors, where you are going to learn how to create the ultimate YouTube channel and videos to attract clients at scale. Okay, great. So the intro worked out. I recorded that, one-timed it, rarely, but did it. So let's just edit out a bit of the beginning, and then we'll go to right here, and we're going to split this clip to edit out the dead air, because of course this is where I then go and gather my thoughts, look at the next key point, and get ready to record the next section. By the end of these courses, you're going to have launched and or optimized. Oh, see, and then I made a mistake. So I go back, get my thoughts together, and record again. By the end of these courses, you're going to have launched, branded, and perfectly optimized your YouTube channel. Okay, great. So that one worked out. So we can go in there and we know that we can split that clip because we're going to save it. So you split that clip on the front and the back end of it. Oops. And then you can just simply delete the stuff that you're not going to use. So for these intros, I like to do that little hook and then I bring in the title. Now, title here, I'm just going to hit reset because I don't want it to zoom. And then, so you can see right here, it would just simply go into the thumbnail and then it would just bounce back out. Super simple to add in these transitions. You know, a nice cross dissolve here is a good way to smooth things out a little bit. You can see this is now a little bit more, a little bit smoother there. And then of course, again, I like to have some intro and outro music. So I've got something here, and if we drag that down, we can see that right now, oh my goodness, it's way too long. So again, super easy to edit. Grab one side, grab one side and shorten it up. Let's say I maybe want it from there And then you can use these little dots in here. If you can see those, that's how you can fade in and fade out the audio. And then also one thing you're going to want to know is the volume level. That's really hard to grab right now. There it is. To attract clients at scale. Okay, so obviously that's way too loud. So you just grab this here and bring that down to, let's call it 16%. Now let's see how the intro looks. YouTube channel and videos to attract clients at scale. There we go. Much better, super smooth. By the end of these courses, you're going to have great. I like that. Maybe we get rid of the or fade out the audio a little earlier. So then again, we go back to editing. I'm going to show you the easy way to record and edit content. Then I'm going to show you the exact videos that you need to make to attract those clients at scale. Great. Okay. So both of those work. So we are going to go in and clip those out. So split that clip, and then just simply delete the dead space. Okay. And then show you how to edit, upload. Great. Okay. So we now see how easy it is to record and then simply split out the dead space that you don't need. And for time's sake, obviously, we could keep going on and edit all these out. But what I want to do now is simply show you how I would then add the subscribe. So here's our subscribe animation. And let's say we want to put it here. It's going to show you the exact length of it. And all you need to do here is place it where you want it. And you can watch it. I'm going to show you the easy way to record and edit content. Then I'm going to show you the exact videos that you need to make to attract those clients at scale. Right. So let's say we're happy with that too. So now we've got the hook, we've got this, the call to action and intro happening, we've got our title, we got the music. And then let's say the video ends here, because I also want to just quickly show you an outro. We're going to delete that. I like to do a screen at the end that kind of is a call to action. And then we also want to put in our music here to fade that out. Again, it's too long, but super simple just to edit it down to the length that you want. And we're going to say that is the length there. And of course, we also want to make sure that your end screen is as long as the music is going for. And we're going to do a nice long fade into there and fade it out to there, make those end. And of course, don't forget, we also want our transition. So we're going to cross dissolve that right there. And let's see how this closes out now. To get those so that you can build and level up your business. Great, perfect. So that is essentially how you edit a video. It didn't take that long. And yes, I understand there could be more sections that you want to add here, but that is generally it. So once you're done that, you simply go and you hit this button in the top right there. You export your file and you have it ready for upload. And now it is time for you to take action. So here are the next steps for what you need to do before progressing on to the 5th and final session of this YouTube masterclass, starting with bullet point your first video. Again, remember, we're not reading it from a script. We're just researching and putting up the bullet points for reference. Then, just like you saw, you're going to record your first video, and it's okay to make mistakes. It doesn't have to be perfect. And don't forget, there's going to be a lot of editing in post-production here. So just be okay with that. Get your thumbnail photos taken. Do it yourself, get your friend, do whatever you need to do, but make sure you batch at least 20 to 40 of those and get them uploaded to a Google Drive. Then you're going to jump over to Canva or go to Fiverr or go to Photoshop, however you like to do it, but create your first thumbnail, okay? Because you're going to want that prepared and ready for upload again tomorrow as well. And then take your recorded video, edit it down and save it to your desktop, because in the next session, in session 5, I'm going to show you how to actually upload and then perfectly optimize your videos so that they rank #1. Thanks for watching this session. Now go and take some action.